If you've heard the sound, it's already too late. I'm not saying that to scare you, or to play into some cheap urban legend. I mean it. If those warped notes ever reach your ears, then reality itself starts to bend around you, and one by one, the people you know will stop remembering that you ever existed. I shouldn't even be talking about this. Every word I speak feels like pulling against quicksand, like something in the shadows is tightening its grip. But what's the point of staying silent? I've seen what happens when you try to ignore it. I've watched people vanish. No screams, no struggle, just gone. Their accounts scrubbed, their photos missing from your phone, their names melting off the tongue like they were never there in the first place. It all started with a TikTok sound. That's the part that keeps gnawing at me. Something so stupid, so harmless. Just a trend, that's what we thought. Just another distorted track for edits, another glitchy audio that people use to chase clout. But it wasn't harmless. It wasn't random. It was bait. You're probably wondering why I'm still here, why I remember when others don't. The truth is, I don't know how much longer I've got. My videos keep disappearing, my friends look through me like I'm nothing, and every night I hear that frequency leaking through the cracks of my walls. I'm leaving this behind for you, for anyone who stumbles across it. Maybe it'll help you understand. Maybe it'll make you run. Or maybe it'll drag you down with the rest of us. But before you decide to keep listening, ask yourself, do you really want to know what it sounds like? Before all of this, before the vanishing, before the whispers in the dark, I was just another insomniac wasting hours on TikTok. You know the drill. One video leads to another, and suddenly it's 3 in the morning and you're laughing at some guy deep frying a cheeseburger or a cat wearing sunglasses. That was my life. Harmless, empty calories for the brain. I wasn't alone either. I had a small group of friends who made the endless scrolling feel less pathetic. We had a group chat on Discord where we sent each other the weirdest stuff we found. Josh was the one who always dug up cursed memes. Riley loved those oddly satisfying clips of soap cutting or paint mixing. And Maya, she was obsessed with paranormal TikToks, the ones with shaky cameras and caught-on-tape ghosts. Bro, Josh would type at 2 in the morning. Tell me this guy doesn't look exactly like your uncle. Then he'd drop a TikTok of some poor guy mid-livestream eating pickles. We'd laugh until our sides hurt. It was normal, comfortable. Even when we dipped into creepy territory, it was still a joke. That's what the internet does, right? It makes even the strange and unsettling content you can swipe away from. But every once in a while, something would slip through. A video that felt off. You'd scroll past it, and for a split second, your chest would tighten, like your body knew something your brain didn't. Maya sent one like that. A low-quality clip of someone whispering behind distorted music. New trend, she wrote. Apparently people can't make it through the whole sound. I remember typing back, lame. Just another 3 a.m. challenge. And that was the mood. We brushed it off, same way we always did. But if I'd known then what I know now, I never would have pressed play. We thought it was just a weird trend. Something to laugh about, maybe even try for ourselves. We didn't realize people weren't just logging off, they were vanishing. And soon, our little group chat would start to shrink. The first time I actually heard about the sound was in our group chat. Maya dropped a link with her usual dramatic flair. Okay, this one's messed up. Supposedly people can't finish listening without freaking out. Josh replied instantly. So basically every TikTok song ever, followed by a string of clown emojis. Riley just sent the side-eye emoji. I hovered over the link, thumb twitching. The thumbnail was nothing special, just a black screen with the caption, "Don't listen if you scare easily." Classic bait. I almost ignored it, but curiosity is a disease, isn't it? You see a sign that says don't look, and suddenly looking is the only thing you want to do. Still, I hesitated. I'd read enough creepypastas to recognize the setup. Cursed media, lost tapes. Those if you watch this, you die in 7 days stories. Stuff like the Russian sleep experiment or those old SCP entries where reality unravels if you stare too long. It felt like someone recycling the same tropes for clout. But then Josh typed, "Come on, play it." But it's just some creepypasta kid with GarageBand. Maya piled on, "I dare you." So, against my better judgment, I tapped play. At first, it was underwhelming. Just a low hum, like the static buzz of a dead TV mixed with the vibration of a fridge motor. Then came this faint distortion, almost like someone whispering underwater. The weird part wasn't the sound itself, it was how my body reacted. My chest tightened. The air around me seemed heavier. For a split second, I thought I saw something move in the corner of my room, but when I turned, nothing was there. I forced a laugh, typed, "That's it? Seriously? This is just some low-effort ARG." But I couldn't shake the feeling. The hum lingered even after I paused the video, like it had sunk into my bones. When I looked at the clock, I swore only a minute had passed, but half an hour was gone. Riley broke the silence in the chat. My screen froze when I played it. "Anyone else?" Josh replied with a meme, his way of brushing it off, but Maya sent, "Dude, did anyone else hear a voice? Like, under the noise?" I didn't admit it at the time, but I had. A faint syllable, drawn out and warped, like someone calling my name from the bottom of a well. We laughed it off, because that's what you do online. Everything's a joke until it isn't. But when I shut my phone and lay in the dark, I couldn't shake the thought that something had shifted. My room looked the same, but it felt different. The shadows seemed thicker. The silence is heavier. I told myself it was just a trick of the mind. Just another dumb internet trend. But deep down, I knew better. It happened faster than any of us expected. One day, Josh was spamming our chat with dumb memes, and the next, he was gone. At first, it just looked like he'd rage quit TikTok. His profile went blank. No videos, no bio, just the default picture. I figured maybe he'd gotten banned. Josh was always pushing the envelope with edgy edits. But then I clicked on our shared DMs, and they were wiped clean. Every message, every meme, every video he'd ever sent me, deleted. I typed in the group chat, "What's up with Josh? His account's nuked." Riley responded with a question mark. "Who's Josh?" I stared at my screen, waiting for the punchline. None came. "Maya," I typed, "tell me you remember Josh." Her reply made my stomach drop. "Are you okay? There's no Josh in this chat. It's just us three." I scrolled back through the logs, desperate to prove I wasn't losing it. But she was right. Every message that Josh had ever sent, years of stupid arguments, late-night conversations, even his memes, they weren't just deleted. They were absent, like he'd never been there at all. I checked my phone gallery. Nothing. He wasn't in the selfies we'd taken together, the screenshots I knew I had. Even my contacts list looked wrong, like his number had been erased from existence. My panic hit a peak when I tried to explain to Riley in voice chat. "He's our friend. We've known him for years. He was literally spamming last night." Riley's voice was calm, confused. "You're scaring me, dude. I don't know who you're talking about." It wasn't just them. I messaged a mutual friend outside the group. Same reaction. "Who?" By the end of the night, I was doubting my sanity. Maybe I'd dreamed him up. Maybe the stress and lack of sleep had made me invent a whole person. But then I went back to the cursed sound. That's when I found it. Buried in the comments of a repost, people were whispering about the same thing. Accounts going blank, creators disappearing, families denying they'd ever existed. It wasn't death. It was something worse. The sound didn't just kill you, it erased you. I sat there, shaking, staring at the empty space where Josh should have been. I was the only one who remembered him. And that meant one of two things. Either I was already infected by whatever this was, or I was next. I couldn't sleep that night. Every shadow seemed to lean closer. Every creak in the walls hummed with the echo of that cursed frequency. And in the silence, a thought burrowed into my skull, a hook I couldn't shake. If the sound had taken Josh, what was stopping it from taking me? After Josh disappeared, I stopped pretending this was some TikTok gimmick. I knew what I'd heard, and I knew it had done something to him. The question was what? I did what anyone would do when reality stops making sense. I went online. Not just surface-level searches, but the deep corners. I scrolled through Reddit threads buried under hundreds of downvotes, the ones where people argued about forbidden frequencies and sonic erasure. Most were written off as schizophrenic rambling, but some details were too specific to ignore. One post on r/conspiracy claimed the government experimented in the 80s with low-frequency sound waves, designed to induce panic, confusion, even hallucinations. A guy named U/number station 87 swore his dad worked at a lab where they tested auditory wipe programs, sounds that could destabilize memory. The post ended with a warning. If you hear it, you'll never prove it exists. The sound edits you out. Then there were the 4chan archives. Threads filled with half-jokes, half-serious accounts. Users saying their Discord friends had blinked out after sharing audio files. Green texts about CIA psyops. Others claimed it wasn't science at all, but something older, occult chants hidden in digital noise, rituals smuggled into pop culture through memes and TikTok edits. I wanted to laugh it off, but every rabbit hole I dug led back to the same theme. The sound doesn't just hurt you. It replaces you with silence. The more I searched, the stranger it got. I found a paste bin link, now deleted, that contained nothing but coordinates and the phrase, "Do not follow the hum." I found a Tumblr post from 2016, years before TikTok was even big, describing a song with no melody that made people forget themselves. And then I found the one thing that broke me. Buried deep in an archive thread was a post written in jagged, frantic sentences. The user's name was just a string of numbers and letters. At first, it read like all the others, warnings about a cursed sound, claims that people were vanishing. But halfway through, the post shifted. It mentioned a group chat with 4 friends. It described someone named Josh. And then, in the final line, it said, "If you're reading this, you're already in the pattern." My hands shook as I scrolled, trying to convince myself it was a coincidence. The internet's full of recycled stories, right? But it felt like the words were aimed straight at me, like the writer had known exactly who would find them. Before I could process it, Riley pinged me on Discord. His message was simple. "Hey, can you hear that?" I typed back, confused, "Hear what?" And then his call connected. All I could hear on his end was the hum. That same low, suffocating vibration. Bleeding through his mic, Riley's voice wavered. "It's in my house, man. I can't." And then the call dropped. I tried calling back. No answer. I checked the chat. His name was gone. The server showed only 2 members now, me and Maya. I whispered to myself, half crazed, "Not again. Please, not again." But it was happening. First Josh, now Riley. One by one, my friends were being swallowed. And if that post was right, I wasn't just witnessing it. I was part of it, which meant my turn was coming. After Riley vanished, the world around me started unraveling in ways I couldn't explain. At first, it was little things. His profile picture gone from old group screenshots, his name erased from a Discord call history. Then it spread further. The desk in my room felt lighter, emptier, like the weight of his birthday gift. The cheap plastic headphones he'd mailed me had been erased too. I searched my drawers, my closet, every box. Nothing. Like the universe had reached in and plucked away every trace of him. And the strangest part? No one noticed. Outside, people laughed, cars honked, TikTok trends kept churning as if nothing had happened. I'd pass classmates in the hall, hear them talk about dances and homework and crushes, and I wanted to scream. Don't you see? People are disappearing. But they didn't. Only I did. That's when the sound started leaking. I'd hear it at night, faint at first, like the radiator humming, then swelling until it filled the room. I'd hear it through walls, under static on the radio, hidden in the shuffle of footsteps outside. Sometimes it invaded my dreams, twisting into whispers that called my name, promising peace if I just listened closer. I tried joking to myself, tried clinging to scraps of sanity. "Guess I'm living in the world's worst remix," I muttered once, lying awake as the ceiling pulsed with invisible bass. But the humor tasted bitter. Every missing friend left behind a hollow ache, a negative space in my memory, like shadows cut out of photographs. I could almost see the outlines of where they used to be, blurred voids stitched into reality. And I knew Maya was next. Or maybe me. Running wasn't an option anymore. The sound was everywhere. It wasn't in TikTok anymore. It was in me. So I did the only thing left. I opened my phone, hit record, and began speaking. If I couldn't escape the curse, maybe I could leave behind proof. A final warning. A story to outlast me. Because the sound erases people. But maybe, just maybe, words could survive. And if you're hearing this, then I'm already running out of time. I don't know how much longer I have, so I'll make this quick. If this video disappears tomorrow, if the channel goes blank like Josh's, like Riley's, then you'll know why. I've traced the sound through dead forums, broken accounts, files that shouldn't exist. Every breadcrumb led me to the same truth. It was never just a trend. It wasn't made for us to laugh at. It was made to feed. And once you hear it, it doesn't stop. It crawls into the gaps of your memory, rewrites the world until no one remembers you were ever here. Maybe that's mercy. Maybe that's worse than death. I swore I wouldn't play it again, but last night I did. And this time, I understood something hidden beneath the hum. There are words under it. A voice, old and hungry. It said, static crackles, words distort. If you listen carefully, you'll hear it too. It sounds like glitch, silence, sudden cut. If you're still here, do me one favor. Don't let this disappear with me. Leave a comment, share your theories, tell someone what you've heard. Because once the sound takes hold, silence spreads faster than truth. If my account vanishes tomorrow, don't forget me. Don't let them wipe me clean like Josh, like Riley. Write my name somewhere. Keep it alive. And if you're wondering whether you're safe, maybe check your memories. Think carefully, because if you've already forgotten me once, then maybe you already have.